This game recap is brought to you by Manscaped's Foot Duster Foot Deodorant. Say goodbye to stinky foot funk with this essential deodorant spray. Head over to manscaped.com and use the promo code SACCITY for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. The Foot Duster Foot Deodorant by Manscaped. The best protection any place below the waist.
The next game on our list, it is the Detroit Lions defeating the Washington Commanders 36-27. The Lions in this game, I mean, it was headline, and I can start right here anyways. I know we're going to get into the deep dive, but I'll start just here. The player of the game for the Detroit Lions was Amon Ra St. 9 receptions, 2 rushes, a total of 184 yards and a touchdown. His 6th straight game with a receiving touchdown. It's the longest streak currently in the NFL, and it tied the longest streak in Lions history. Also, 8 straight games with 8+ receptions. That ties an NFL record for a reception streak, so of 8+ receptions. Amon Ra St. is a dude, man. He is moving up fast on wide receiver rankings, not just for fantasy, but for real life top wide receivers in the NFL. He is a very, very good wide receiver, but nonetheless, the Lions defeat the Commanders. Let's shift to the Commanders sides of things. And where are we at with the Commanders after barely holding on to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars last week and now losing to the Detroit Lions this week? Where are we at with the Commanders?
What do you mean, where are we at? The same place we've always been. Carson Wentz is a turd. Carson Wentz is not a franchise quarterback. When are we going to stop? Yes, at the end of the day, did he have a decent stat line? Sure he did. He had threw 3 touchdowns, 337 yards. That was after getting down 22-0 in the first half to a Detroit Lions team. Like, let's be honest, that defense is not good at all. They give up a lot of 38 points to the Eagles in week 1. They come back and they give up 27 points in the second half to the Washington. That defense is not very good. Washington couldn't run the football against them. Washington couldn't move the ball in the first half against them. They were sacked 5 times. Aiden Hutchinson had 3 sacks in this game. Let's not forget to mention the number 2 overall pick. Like, he had a day. They're just Washington's needs more. I don't even know how to put. First of all, their defense that was supposed to be so great last year is continuing to play like dog poo-poo. And then Carson Wentz is just not enough. He's just not enough. He does great things at one time, and then another time you're like, what in the hell are you doing? And that is Carson Wentz. That's who Carson Wentz is. He's never going to satisfy you guys as fans in Washington because you'll always be like, like that's what it feels like every time he plays football. So Washington's in trouble. They barely squeaked by against the Jags. Probably shouldn't have won that game. And now you go and you lose to the Lions. And let's be honest, Jags and Lions, probably 2 of the worst teams in football, the number 1 and 2 overall picks from a season ago. And you're struggling to win one and you're losing the other. Washington's in trouble here. They're not going to win many games this year. But I did want to go back to the Lions because I want to give a shout out to somebody who has not really been mentioned. And that's Ben Johnson. Perhaps the best offensive coordinator right now in football that nobody knows about. Ben Johnson has this Detroit Lions offense explosive, creative. He's using his weapons. And they did all of this against the Washington Commanders team, albeit at home and maybe not a great defense, really without DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, I told you could have a good fantasy day with limited touches. He had 7 touches. 7. He had 87 yards and a touchdown, and we all saw the catch he had, got up and ran for a touchdown. So 87 yards and a touchdown on 7 touches. The dude is special. They have special talents in Amon Ra St. But he's finding ways to get Josh Reynolds involved. Jared Goff looks competent. TJ Hawkinson had a number of drops, and they still find ways to move the football and are explosive on offense.
I should take my victory lap, and I know it's not a big victory, but I told you guys that Jared Goff wasn't a bad quarterback. I told you guys Jared Goff wasn't a bad quarterback.
He's bad.
Okay, he's not bad.
He is bad.
He is serviceable.
Is Joe Flacco bad?
No, he's serviceable.
Oh my gosh.
He's serviceable. He's not elite.
You can't when you say bad, it's in comparison to his contemporaries. Is Jared Goff one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL? No. There are guys that would be starting over Jared Goff. If Jimmy G was on the Lions, would Jimmy G start with Jared Goff?
Well, Trey Lance is dead. Trey Lance is dead. So
no, that's my point. Is he's not one of the 32 best in the NFL? That's what I'm saying. It's like
Jared Goff is one of the 32 best quarterbacks in the NFL.
No, he's not.
I take Jared Goff over. Okay, maybe not. Maybe he's just on the edge of 32. Maybe he's just on the edge of 32.
Don't give me. Hey, there's been backups. There's been quarterbacks. Mike White came in and threw 5 touchdowns last year. So when I look at games like this, I say Jared Goff, great. But see, for what, and I'm not trying to knock on you, Vinny, but for what you would look at Jared Goff and say this is a great game, I attribute that to Ben Johnson. If you watch the way they scheme up Amon Ra St. Brown and how they get guys open and how creative that offense is, it is special.
That's what I tried to tell you guys before, though, about Jared Goff, that he's not gonna go out there and like be like what he was with the Rams. Like they needed him to be something. They needed him to get over. They needed him to have them get over the hump. But for this Lions team, he's perfect. You're not the hump is very far away for the Detroit Lions.
Well, he's a bridge quarterback.
He's going to come in there, though. He's going to help you win games. He's not going to be the reason why you lose a bunch of games. And I think he's going to be a good, serviceable quarterback and perfect for this Lions team because, like you said, when they do decide, because right now, as the Lions progress, and don't be surprised if when we get to like weeks 13, 14, and 15, we're saying with this Lions team, maybe they're a quarterback away from being a playoff team. I mean, this defense, the defense looked good. Maybe they're a quarterback and a cornerback away from having this defense be something truly not truly special, but a better defense. But I do like where the Lions are going here, and I mean the Lions.
Shout out Dan Campbell and them for getting their first win early in the season. This is a team. They're gonna spoil a lot of people's seasons. Like they're just gonna ruin. They're gonna be that pest, that thorn in your side because they're not an easy win. You can't just go into Detroit and say, "Oh, we got to win this week." They are. I love the aggressiveness early in the game. They're going for it on 4th and goal from like their 6. They don't care. They're like, "We're up. We're going for. We're gonna give you everything." And I love the mentality. By far my favorite team right now to watch and just enjoy football is watching the Detroit Lions play. I think they're exciting. I love the energy. I love Dan Campbell. And shout out to Detroit for getting Yeah, they didn't want me to say that part. I won't say it again.
I heard shout out to Detroit. That's all I heard.
Shout out to Detroit. Yeah, shout out to Detroit.
Did you shit on Washington after that?
No, I didn't.
One last question here, just a shits and giggies question. Who's closer to the playoffs, the Detroit Lions or the Washington Commanders?
Oh, that's not a fair question.
Because I thought, let me take you through my thought process behind this. I'm thinking, at the beginning of the season, the Washington Commanders, you go out and trade for Carson Wentz because you think you're a quarterback away from really being a contender in this league. And now we see where they're at. And maybe it's flip-flop.
Washington thought that, but I was still, where's the defense still?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Defense as last year, but I had Washington at 6 wins, Detroit at 5, so they were right there. I think this game could have obviously been in reverse if it was in Washington. So let's give some home credit to Detroit. They played in front of their crowd. They were pumped up. I'm not going to go crazy. I think I would still take the roster of Washington over Detroit at this point.
Okay, fair enough.